I lost a lot of friends. I isolated myself because I was just really trying to focus and take care of my health, which I was feeling better.
Mm-hmm.
But then what happened is that I lost my period for 2 years.
Right.
2 years I lost my period and go, oh, that's weird. Okay. It's like I didn't even deal with it because I didn't know what to do. I was like, well, what do I do?
But that was a result of like all the weight loss and the drastic diet change.
I think it had it was a combination of that. I don't really know. And then when I went into the doctor, they're like, well, you need to gain weight. I'm like, well, nobody really wants to hear that.
Right.
I was like, well, what else? And they said, and getting on birth control could help regulate your hormones and balance and get your period back.
And by gaining weight, naturally, ladies should have or do have
a certain amount of body fat.
That's a higher level than men.
I think I had 6% body
right.
fat.
And you can get down to 6% for like a competition, but you don't want to stay at that level.
I was there for 2 years, so it was
I think
pretty bad.
women should be around like 15% or higher in a normal state.
Yeah, I would say I'm probably like 17%.
Yeah, now.
I think, yeah, now.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And everything is like normalish.
Well, for now, because I was on birth control.
We've been off, how many days have we been
2 days.
off? And all she's been telling me is like, I don't know what my body's gonna do. I might go crazy. I might go this. And I'm also
prepare for anything.
And now like I'm really like I'm looking around for like I'm nervous at night. I'm sleeping with like one eye open.
Come on, no.
Well, it's
I don't know. We're not there yet. But
yeah.
So anyways, went through this process. I did gain the weight back by eating normal again and whatnot. And then I put on like 30 pounds. And then again, it's like
this is when I met you.
I got my period naturally.
Right.
Yeah, so I got my period naturally. This was before you. But it was so irregular. Like I would get it 2 weeks in a row, then I wouldn't get it for 2 months. I'm still dealing with the acne. Now I'm heavier and I got this water weight I feel like I'm carrying around with me and I'm going, what is this? And so I was just fed up. This is like year 3. And I was like, you know what? I just surrendered. I was like, I'm just going to go on birth control. But no one really talked to me about birth control. And I think that's where I started like this over the last few months getting a little, I don't want to say angry, but you start realizing that women, we don't know enough about our bodies. And we're not told enough about really what birth control, can do. So here I am 10 years later, and you know this, you've seen this, where I'm like, I'm so tired, I'm so fatigued. I don't know, my mood swings or whatever, but it was just like all of a sudden I'm like, I don't feel good in my body. I don't feel normal. Why am I so tired and not motivated? And I was so depleted of so many nutrients and vitamins. So then I started taking that. And then that's when I started thinking to go, oh my gosh, the beginning of my journey should have been me having someone help me or me figuring out how to balance and reset my hormones first. But I went right into fixing my digestive system, completely threw off my hormones even more, and then just got on birth control.
10 years ago, right? I mean, now, especially here in Southern California, we have these like, you hear things that you don't hear anywhere else, like maybe a naturopathic doctor or a homeopath.
Yeah.
Doctors that do integrated medicine.
But what you don't know, you don't know.
No, absolutely. But now I feel like, you went on Spotify and you looked up this kidney podcast or this podcast on birth control, and there's information for you.
But if you talk to any woman that's like in their 30s or 40s, they'll tell you that they've had the same, if they got on birth control, they're going to tell you the same story. They're like, I didn't know what birth control was. I didn't know what it was going to do. I didn't know that the real side effects and the real truth behind it.
No, absolutely.
Yeah. It just hit me whenever I was like, I have to get off birth control. And then I started researching and started listening and started asking questions. And then I was like, oh my gosh, this should have happened 10 years ago. And so I'm just really grateful that this is the time. I was really scared to get off of it for the reasons of the PCOS coming back. And as we all know, when you do get off birth control, you are going to be, your body has to get back in sync.